right, we're on the third page of the study guide. You're asked to find the value of x in questions 24 through 29. So if we take a look, we need to know what the angle should add up to in each shape. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a pentagon. So we do 180 times 5 minus 2. That's going to be the same as 180 times 3, which should give us 540 for that pentagon. So we're going to add these up around the circle, around the pentagon. So when I add this up, what I'm typing in my calculator is 130 plus 54. In fact, I'm just going to write this out. 130 plus 54, plus 130 plus 97 plus x. That must all equal 540. All right. So in my calculator, I can do 130 plus 54 plus 130 again plus 97. Okay, and I get 411. So that's like saying, I'm going to write down here, 411 plus x equals 540. So subtract 411 from 540. X is 129 degrees. So 129 degrees, all right? Next one, we've got some trapezoids here. So we could think of this as a trapezoid. You know, as I'm saying that, we don't actually know it's a trapezoid. So let me take that back because we're not told these sides are parallel. But we do know how to find the sum of those angles. So I can do 180 times n minus 2. So that's going to be 180 times 4 minus 2, or 180 times 2, and get 360. So that means 71 plus 48 plus 112 plus x. That must all add up to 360. So let's add that up. 71 plus 48 plus 112. Don't know what x is. This all adds up to 231 plus x equals 360. Take 231 away from both sides. 360 minus 231. We're left with, that's a coincidence. X equals 129 degrees again. Interesting. All right, next one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. That is a heptagon. So 180 times 7 minus 2, or 180 times 5, gives us the sum of the interior angles, which is 900 degrees. So that means we should be able to add 110 plus 135 plus 147 plus 128 plus 118 plus 135 plus x. All that should add up to 900. All right. So let's add what we've got. All right, so 110 plus 135 plus 147 plus 128 plus 118 plus 135 is this, 773. It helps me if you show me what you're adding, because if you did this really quickly in the calculator and made a mistake, I could look at it and at least figure out what you did or what you were trying to do. All right, subtract, shouldn't talk while I'm calculating. Subtract 773 from both sides. So we're left with x equals 127. I remember this now from last year that these all have similar values. All right, so x is 127 in that one. Moving on to number 27. So as I am looking at this, the thing that I forgot to write on here for the second year in a row is that you need to assume, I'll try to tell you guys this next class, number 27 through 29, we need to make the assumption that these are parallelograms. Because you actually can't answer this question without knowing that they're parallelograms. All right, so in this parallelogram, in number 27, we're trying to solve for x again, and we have opposite angles. So you need to remember that opposite angles are congruent. So 108 is equal to 27x. Divide both sides by 27 And 108 divided by 27 is 4. So 4 is equal to x. All right, number 28, parallelogram. We're given the measure of two opposite sides, and we know opposite sides are congruent. So 7x plus 1 is equal to 15. Subtract 1, 7x equals 14, divide by 7, x equals 2. So we get 2 for that one. All right, number 29. Oh, hey, sorry. That's my phone going crazy. What's happening? I'm going to call them back in a minute. All right, sorry about that. It's just having fun doing the study guide. 29. If you look at this, we're given US. So this length of the entire diagonal is 48. And then we're told that MS, so MS, which is half of that diagonal, is 23x plus 1. And remember, in parallelograms, the diagonals bisect each other. So this half is congruent to this half. And we don't know anything about VM, MT, or VT, but that doesn't matter. So what I might do here is I might write 23x plus 1 plus 23x plus 1 equals 48. As I'm writing that, I kind of wish I had done it a different way. Since this whole thing is 48, I know each of these is 24. So instead of going through all this work, it's probably easier in this case to say 23x plus 1 equals 24. You'll get the same thing regardless of how you solve it if you do it correctly. All right, so we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. I get 23x equals 23. Divide both sides by 23. And x equals 1. All right, let's cruise on to number 30. It's my favorite shape besides the triangle, the rhombus. Using the rhombus pictured below, determine the measure of each numbered angle. You've got to remember this about the rhombus. This is why it's my favorite shape, is that its diagonals are perpendicular. Thus, because its sides are congruent, it can be decomposed into 4 congruent right triangles. Okay, so we've already answered one of these questions by confirming that these are right triangles. The measure of angle 2 has to be 90 degrees because that is our right angle of that triangle. What I might do is write in the measure for the other ones I know. So I know that's 66. I know this has to be 66 and that this is also 66. So the measure of angle 1 is 66 degrees. Because we said these right triangles are reflections of each other, you can reflect it over either diagonal to get one of the other triangles. So the only angle I need now is number 3. I like to kind of re-sketch the picture. You know me, I like to draw pictures. If this is 90 and this is 66, I know that that angle is the complement of 66 degrees. So 90 minus 66 is 24. Or you could add those and subtract from 180. You should get 24, regardless. All right, 24 degrees. Let's move on to the next page.